Hi there, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Finance Success. My name is John, and like always, we're diving right back into the crypto content. And today, I'm going to be explaining in 5 minutes or less the value in Bitcoin and why you should buy it. So, without further ado, let's start the timer. Bitcoin can be sent anywhere around the world in 10 minutes, whereas fiat currency, the currency that you have in your wallet, that could take anywhere between 4 to 6 hours bare minimum to be sent anywhere. Let alone you have to pay a hefty fee. In most cases, for a wire transfer, it's $25 just to send and $25 to receive. Why not just pay a flat fee with Bitcoin and it can be sent anywhere around the world with less than $3? Bitcoin is censorship resistant, meaning nobody or government can steal or freeze your Bitcoin without your consent or without access to your public and private keys, which is basically a login. Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million to ever exist in the world, and it's all stored on the blockchain, so your value is always there. Unlike the US dollar, which has had its supply increased by 22% this year alone. Bitcoin is decentralized and is stored across tens of thousands of computers worldwide, and it also cannot be counterfeited, which makes it really hard for fraud to ever take place. Now, the reason for this is because every single transaction that has ever taken place is completely visible to you and I. Everyone around the world can see the transactions. They just don't know who did the transaction. So now we're not going to have these major financial institutions lying about how much money they had. We saw this with Wirecard a little bit ago. They were lying and said they had all this money on their balance sheet, but in reality, all of their investors and all the money that was stored on it was completely lost. This can't happen on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is technology. And what does technology do? It updates throughout time. Whereas the current financial system hasn't seen an update or a change in the way they operate in over 25 years. Bitcoin can be continuously upgraded as long as everyone agrees to it. It is extremely divisible. You can get all the way down to less than 1 US cent worth of Bitcoin, meaning you don't have to buy it one at a time. You could buy it really small increments. And the reason this is good is because not all countries have enough money to operate in our current financial system. And Bitcoin has a way to unite us all, including all of the nations of Africa. You no longer need to put your money in a bank account. And this is because you are your own bank. And the reason this is good is because time and time again, we've seen banks over leverage themselves. And when this happens, we see bank runs. You can't have this with Bitcoin. You just can't. Guess what generation is taking over the global economy? That's right, it's millennials and my generation. And what does my generation tend to like? We like technology, we like innovation. So what are they going to put their money in? A bank which caused the financial recession of 2008? Or are they going to put it in something digital, something they grew up with their whole life? That is why you should buy Bitcoin. Not to mention, major publicly traded companies around the world are piling their money into Bitcoin. And considering that increases demand and there's already a fixed supply of 21 million, all that does is have explosive growth going forward. Now, the biggest reason why you should own Bitcoin today is because the current financial system is absolutely major banks around the world control the current monetary supply. The same banks that were responsible for creating the 2008 Great Recession. It's no longer controlled by the governments. It's controlled by private banks that set forth the liquidity in the market, the interest rates, the lending limits, and even the reserve requirements of the amount of money that has to be in a bank. All of these have enormous implications on the economy and the market. Every time the interest rates lower, the market just keeps going higher. So the stuff that they're in charge of is huge news. And letting it be in control of private corporations is just not a good idea. People always say that Bitcoin's really expensive, but remember, you could buy it less than 1 cent worth of Bitcoin, where you can't do that with the US dollars. Not to mention, you got to be looking at it in terms of market cap. The market cap is 300 billion. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's 7 times cheaper than the market cap of Apple and 33 times cheaper than the market cap of gold. So that's just some of the reasons why you should buy Bitcoin now. So, hope you found my video informative. Please give it a like and subscribe. Hey, did you like the video? If so, I'm glad to hear it. I have More videos coming out every week, twice a week. And if you want to see the next one, just click the link right over here.